Alright, so today's video we are going to be testing the Holtz Brooks chopping axe. It's an incredibly tough axe and we're going to be going through some vigorous tests. We're going to start off with cutting straight through a rock. So our test subject is this rock. Come on, axe, do me proud. Dang it. Just to be sure. Oh, come on! It's not doing it. Eek. It's actually held up really well. So, yeah, this axe has got some pretty nasty dents in it there. It was shaving sharp, but as you can see, it obviously took a little bit of damage there. So this video is just going to be how to fix that if you do accidentally, swing your axe into the ground or gravel or whatever. Yeah, just how to iron out the kinks and put a nice mirror shine back on it again. If you get one of these backing pads, hook and loop, usually about 80 grit or 120 grit to get the majority of the rough stuff out. And then we go up to 400 grit, and then after that you can go higher than that if you want to, but I usually just go from that to a leather strop. So what I do is I get, say, a piece of 400 grit, it doesn't matter what sandpaper, you get any bit and you glue a piece of leather onto there, you end up with one of these, leather strop, you put some jeweler's compound on it, just up here, this white polishing compound, just on the leather, and yeah, gets you a lovely shiny finish on your axe. You can get it from like a welding apron. That's actually what this is off of. I had an old welding apron which I just cut a disc off and glued it on, and lasts for ages. I've had this one for a good couple of months. Use it all the time, so I use it on my kitchen knives and everything. Alrighty. So this is my contraption for doing this. You can just put an angle grinder in a vise or something like that. I'm sure if you're confident at taking on a challenge like this, you can figure out a way of doing that. But this, because I do this quite regular, this big sander thing is just, custom built for this. That's all I use it for. You have a clamp on just to stop it from jiggling about. Now, a little health and safety disclaimer. This is spinning. You could get your t-shirt caught in it, you could get your hair caught in it. Just try and be smart about it. Also, when you are sanding, it spins that way. Only ever touch that side of it when you're sanding, because if you touch this side it's going to grab it and it's going to send it flying into you. So I usually stand here, that way even if it does catch it goes away, but you'd have to really not be concentrating to do that, because usually you just oh wow, this is falling apart. Obviously eye protection, ear protection. Could wear a mask if you really want to be super safe. Yeah, that's enough health and safety. Let's get to it. The other major important thing, not for your benefit but for your axe's benefit, is to have a tub of water. Just a couple of passes in the water, a couple of passes in the water. Keeps it cool. If the metal gets too hot, if you get that sort of heat bloom, sort of rainbow colour, that's pretty much game over for your axe. It's going to affect the heat treat, and then the next time you hit a rock with it, it'll put a much bigger dent in it. So that's it. I have done a video similar to this before, but it was just how to sharpen an axe. This is how to fix a ding in an axe. It's kind of the same process, but a little bit more work involved. Alrighty, I just noticed I don't actually have any 120 grits for that size, so I'm going to put on a little one. I've got some 80 grit here, and that's just to save a bit of time. You could do it all with the 400 grit. Now that we've really taken all the burrs off there, you can see the damage to this axe. If it focuses, there we go. Yeah, you see all that sort of inny-outy dents and stuff. You need to get that all smooth. So we just keep going away at it, and it shouldn't take too long. Just do that at the end, just to get rid of all the burrs that the sanding away from you does. Ugh, it's so blunt. But as you can see there, we have yeah, we've got rid of all the dents and stuff. So now it's just a case of making it sharp. Yeah, so now just changing up to the 400 grit with the bigger pad. Again, you don't need to change pads for this. It's just the fact that I've not got 80 grit on the big discs. So same process again. Yeah, pretty basic. Again, I'm just getting rid of the burr that forms on the end there, otherwise you can't really tell how sharp you're going. Now that, for most people, would be a good enough axe for most jobs, but if you want to take it a little bit further, this is obviously a brand new 400 grit pad. If you've got a nice old one, it's a lot finer. What you can do is, I've seen people, to make them sort of older, is you can take two 400 grit bits and rub them off each other. But yeah, if you just hang on to the ones that are a bit worn out, it ends up being more like sort of 800 grit. Yeah, and I'll just make it a bit shinier with that. Cool. So here's where we're at now. As you can see, it's you can still see quite a few score marks and stuff like that on it. I wouldn't say that's a nicely finished axe at all. Then you take your leather pad. This time is when you can really overheat it. You got to really be careful here because temptation is not to wet it too much, because you don't want to get water on your buffing compound that much. But if you just have a bit of kitchen roll and just dry it as you go, then it stays cool and it stays dry. Okay, and that's about as simple as it gets. A couple of little strops, just for good measure. And there we go. That is how you fix an axe if you've chucked it into a rock. Good as new, and I haven't even tested it yet, but let's see. Yep, it's sharp. If you can shave with it, that's good enough for me. Happy days. Alright, so there you have it, how to fix a ding in an axe and get it shaving sharp. So, I know I've covered this in previous videos, same sort of process for sharpening an axe. Like I say, I use it on kitchen knives, everything. It is brilliant. But yeah, it's just such a good method. Remember, health and safety is, if you try this, it's your own risk. You've got to be smart about it. Confident with power tools. Don't get your t-shirt caught in it. Make sure you only ever touch the side that's spinning away from you. And make sure you dip it in water. That is the most important thing for your axe's safety, like for your axe's well-being, is to keep the metal cool, because like I say, one little slip up, getting too warm, and it'll just wreck the heat treat of your axe, and yeah, that's no fun. But it's it's easy to do. Just keep touching it every time you make a pass, and you'll start to learn how long you can go for before you have to dunk it. Yeah, that thing. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this one. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe. I'll see you for the next one. Cheers. Just be sure. Oh, come on!